When I moved here in 1995, as somebody who was kicked out of the home because of who I identify as, it was a magical world of seeing gay pride flags floating down the street. It was an unbelievable experience to come into that after so much trauma.
To have a center where you can be your full authentic self is so impactful.
When we talk about this is your center, we truly mean like this is your center. We want it to be open and welcoming and affirming to everybody that walks through, our doors.
We get youth that come from the foster system like I have. We have individuals being kicked out of their home due to their LGBTQ status. It's a little bit of everything that comes through the doors. We're pretty much responding based on what the community tells us they need. We're here to provide safe housing, safe resources, safe ability to be themselves in a world that is all against the community.
It's amazing to look back into where we're at now. We had the Sunburst Youth Housing Project, which is 23-unit apartment building in downtown San Diego. That literally started our housing continuum, which is now 8 programs and growing.
Sunburst is the root of the expansion of all the other programs, including Safe Stay, which we only had 4 beds, and it expected to be 45 beds.
There are still youth that are kicked out of the homes and end up here in San Diego. And the fortunate thing now is that they have services. The Hillcrest Youth Center and the South Bay Youth Center have provided double the services in the past year alone. We are in a housing crisis, and the LGBT community is being impacted by this severely. The LGBT seniors is one of the biggest growing populations right now, and the center is stepping up in that and making sure our seniors are not facing isolation, that they have housing.
The North Park Senior Apartments opened in 2018. It is a low-income, affordable living community for the generation that were the protesters, the activists, the caregivers during the AIDS epidemic.
I moved to North Park Seniors 5 years ago when it opened. I had some great neighbors. Back in the 70s, San Diego was a very different place. It was a very hostile environment for the LGBTQ community. And the center provided us a place where we could reach out for support. We could go without fear of judgment.
The center it's an opportunity to honor all those that came before us, all those that paved the way. And when you have such a diverse range of programs, from activism to senior services and everything in between, it's really a center that can become that hub for all LGBT folks to come and access those resources.
My role at the center is to be involved in our community through sexual health education. Our sexual health and wellness program reflects community. We are queer, we are trans, we are people of color, we are Spanish speakers. We're able to reach a lot of different demographics and have a sense of relatability with our community. We are listening to each individual client and their story and trying to uplift them, empower them. And that is our goal, is to empower people about their sexual health.
Our behavioral health team serves hundreds of people a month.
Donor dollars and the grants that we receive really enable us to be able to work with so many clients on a sliding scale through low cost or no cost.
Over at the Hillcrest Youth Center, it's really about being an affirming, safe presence in the lives of these youth, helping them to really inhabit their truth.
My relationship with the center started when I first came out at 11 years old. As an adult, when I went into my transition, I also used the center for my transition resources. For some reason, every period of my life has always kind of circled back to the center. I see it now more than ever, how extensive the reach is, and I'm like, whoa, like that is real growth.
Oftentimes what we see over the past 50 years is, we'll have these wins, and then society takes a few steps back, and it's a constant fight that just continues. And I think that's why it's so important to have the center today. We're trying to change the narrative that is happening outside of San Diego and fighting for our community all over the country.
The center is connection to care, connection to community.
The center is an example of how we want our greater world to be.
The center is a beacon of hope for our community.
The center is a safe haven.
The center is hope.
The center is a place where we empower the community.
The center is magical.